active listening is one of the most amazing skill sets, which is so underutilized. And it's literally the key to a lot of your human performance or understanding human behavior, or pretty much having any kind of relationship, success, or wealth. So let's basically get into it. Active listening. Most people say the word, yet they've got no idea how it works. So most people tend to listen to respond, or listen to give advice, or listen to, to fix something. They're not really listening. So when someone does that and they listen to respond, or listen to fix, or listen to solve, or put their point of view across, what you're really saying to the other person is that what you're saying doesn't matter. And I'm going to come over the top of it and give you my opinion, my thoughts, and my perspective of stuff. And even though it probably may come from the right intention, it's really not listening at all. And then you invalidate what the person's saying, which means you're not seeing them, you're not getting them, you're not seeing what they're saying. You just really just want to respond, or put your own point of view across. And that's where a lot of relationships, management teams, leaders, they all go wrong, is that they think they're listening. They're being taught that problem solving is listening, but it's not. Listening is gathering data, pretty much. You're gathering data on the person that you're listening to understand what their point of view is, how they view the world, how they see things, and to really understand why they're saying what they're saying, and what's the impact of what they're saying, so you can understand parts of why they're having probably the issues they're having, or why they are seeing certain things the way that they are. And when you really actively listen, and you listen to gather data, you listen to have compassion, you listen to have empathy, then you build a connection. And when you build a connection, that person on the other end will either get dopamine, serotonin, or oxytocin, which is a way of then opening up even more. If you're not listening, you're just responding, then they're not getting those emotional feelings, which will then shut them down as well too, which is why when people are having an argument and they're going backwards and forwards, that's why the argument goes to the doghouse, is because everyone's trying to get their point across, but no one's listening, and there's no chemical reaction inside those people to then help that bond create. When you're in management positions or leadership positions, we're very quick to just, look, I've got to get out of this meeting, got another meeting in an hour or half an hour. I've only got a half an hour to get through this. And you're constantly looking for a solution. When people are coming to you with a problem or coming to you with something, they want you to understand. They want you to have empathy. They want you to have curiosity with where they're at. And when you sit there and really listen, and eye contact is really important, body language, the way you sit, the way that you breathe, the way that you slow down, shows you're actively interested in that person's life and their point of view. And that will then release those chemicals or those hormones, which allow that person to create a bond, which then helps them to open up more, and then necessarily make the changes they need to change to get the outcome that they want. Unfortunately, we don't do that as a human species. We are so in our own worlds, we have lost the art of curiosity, we've lost the art of empathy, and we've lost the art of listening to other people. We are so much in a rush to get to the next thing or the next thing that we're doing, that the art of listening is something that very few people have these days. And the reason why I can say that is because with the thousands of readings I've done for people over the years, people complain about the same thing. People complain constantly about that their partner or their manager or their boss or their leader doesn't understand them, doesn't get them, that it's just one constant argument about, whose point of view is right, or someone, like I said, rushing around to try and get an answer. So when you want to develop this skill, some of the things you have to realize, and when you're sitting there with the next person and you're in front of it, and try this, really have a look at what's happening inside of you. When that person's speaking to you, do a little audit on yourself. Am I really listening to them, or am I prejudging their experience? Am I being curious? Am I being empathetic? Am I trying to respond? Am I talking over them? Am I trying to offer a solution that they don't want? It's very easy to pick up, and you'll feel it because empathy and listening, you relax into it. You sit there and you've got there's no rush, there's no need to get anywhere. You're just listening to what they're saying. It's not, you're not sort of trying to, whether they're right or wrong. Your job is to understand why they have the view that they do have. If you're there just trying to provide a solution, then that's not what you're there for a lot of the times. The best solutions for people come when they have the insight themselves, not when you provide a solution for them. And that's where the best therapists, the best coaches, the best leaders, the best mentors work. When the person in front of them has the insight themselves. And you get there by leading them there. But you can't lead them there if you don't know them. And to get there, you need to have curiosity. So when you're doing your next conversation, with either you're in a relationship, you're a manager, you're a leader, and you're wanting to sit with someone and you're sitting in front of somebody, be present. Take your time. Be slow. Ask open-ended questions. Let them speak 85% of the time. Don't listen to respond. Don't listen to offer solution. Don't listen to talk over them. Don't listen to fix a problem. Have empathy and be really curious about why they have the view that they do. Because in most leadership places, and especially in management positions, there's this thing that's been around for a while, is that don't come to a meeting without a solution. And we are so solution focused, which doesn't allow listening and empathy. And the great leaders know this. Like it's one of those things where I get it, and people kind of go, well, if you're coming to a meeting or coming to a place just to whinge and without a solution, that's not necessarily good. Yeah, I get that. But then you're missing the main point, is the journey to get to that point of why they are where they are and why they see the world that they do and why they perceive the world and the situation that they do requires you to have a certain level of awareness and self-awareness. And when you do that, you get greater solutions and greater insights and better outcomes in that way, rather than just brushing over, here's a problem and here's a solution. The real game changers out there, the real leaders, the ones who are at the top level, understand the problem and understand at the deeper level, and they're curious about it. They want to know, not just jump from, hey, I've got a problem, but here's the 3 solutions for it, which is very much in a corporate level. In my background in banking, is that we were taught, if you're coming to a meeting with a problem, have 3 solutions. And in that space, that's great, but people never really focus on the core problem. And that core problem kept happening over and over and again because we just brushed over stuff, because we always taught that you got to come with a solution. Great leaders sit there and don't judge, don't blame. They listen. They listen to why. And then if a solution comes from there because of curiosity or an explanation, because the leaders, influence the conversation in that way, then that's true human performance. They're true masters of the conversation, not people who just want to brush over and go, let's get a solution, let's get to a solution all the time. So be very, very curious is one of your assets, and empathy is great. So one of the best things you can have as a leader, in any kind of aspects is a high level of empathy and a high level of curiosity and a high level of listening. It's a skill set that's very rare out there these days because we're so quick, like I said, to rush to solutions. When you rush to solutions, you don't understand the problem at the base level or the core level, or you don't understand the person. And if you can't understand the person, then there's no trust there. And if you want to build a team or a relationship with people, you have to have trust. And trust requires empathy, curiosity, listening, and a bit of heart. So if you're trying to practice, and again, I see so many things on LinkedIn, so many infographics on LinkedIn. Seriously, LinkedIn, can you stop having so many infographics on there? They don't do anything. They're just crap. Nobody uses them. It doesn't work. Great. I've got 50 pages of infographics, but you're still a crap leader. Yeah, you want to learn active listening. Practice it. Do it. Be present. That's all you need to do. So anyway, there's my rant. But yeah, active listening as a skill set is one of the top things that you can learn as a leader or in a relationship or anything as a human being, and it's not very widely used these days. And if you use it, you'll be in a place where you'll be ahead of most of the game because you're gathering information. The best people in the world gather information. They listen. They don't speak a lot. They choose to listen. Okay, and we'll see you next video. Catch you later.